Oh yeah.
Yep, I'm going to see that. How do I suckly go?
Task manager. I mean, you can download it and get our task
Do you reckon my phone would last that long? An hour. Yeah. What do you reckon it'll be? 1080p video in MP4 format. No. I hope it's less than a couple of gig.
See what happens.
Yeah.
And then use that data for next time.
Yeah, no, I can. I only need it to be able to store it on the phone whilst I take it. The upload speed here is so quick, I'll be able to upload it to Google straight away.
My point is, I mean, because I had this huge argument with a bunch of people. Oh, the big one. I was like, I don't buy that. Then I bought my new laptop and I had to. And eventually I was like, okay, I have something fun. Yeah, fuck. It's just the
I should watch it 2 times speed if I watch it back later. And then just re-watch bits that I want.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
So I can have the slides on the side. And I can see when the slides change if I can't see them in enough detail.
So you know how yesterday I was spilling water everywhere? It turns out there's a big asshole in the bottom of my water bottle. That would be why. So I've just downed my water. Woo! So I'm going to lose my voice. Oh, it's going to go up. Great start. Right, so anyway, today we're going to be looking at idea exploration and refinement. So this is sort of all about putting your ideas on paper and being really creative and fun. I'm gutted we're not in a room with a big whiteboard because that's not really big enough for me to get my art on properly, but we're going to try. So anyway, today we're looking at how you explore ideas further through sketching and through making storyboards, and then all about how you then refine your ideas with prototyping. So we're going to focus on static prototyping today, which is a process that you might have heard of called wireframing, and then in the next lecture we're going to go on to interactive prototypes, which has exciting things like, we're going to talk about the Wizard of Oz. So has anyone here not heard of the Wizard of Oz? If you haven't heard of the Wizard of Oz and you don't know the story, might be wise looking up the story a bit for next lecture, because we're going to talk about it, but I'm not going to go through the whole story. Anyway, that's next week. Let's talk about idea exploration first. So, idea exploration is all about sketching. Sketching. Hang on a second. Oh, well, that's going to make it fun. Okay, hang on. My notes are means that we have to do this all from my little brain, which is not going to be quite as successful. Okay. Notes. Come on. No, we're going to have to do this all from idea sketches are all about promoting ideas. So the whole process, you do lots and lots of drawings of what your interface might look like, what it might end up with, and that generates ideas. It's this whole going from the abstract to the concrete. But when you're sketching, what you are not doing is drawing the finished interface. It shouldn't be perfect, it shouldn't be beautiful. It's a really, really quick, cheap, and easy process. The messier, the better. Okay? You're probably not going to show these sketches to your users. This is all about generating ideas. So the more ambiguous your sketches are, the better. The more holes they leave, the more discussion you promote within the team, and the better the ideas that you generate from the sketches are. Sketches need to be disposable. If you are in a situation where you've made a sketch of your interface, a few sketches, and you don't want to throw them away, they're not sketches, okay? If you've invested time and effort into making these things beautiful, and you have some kind of investment, then it's not a sketch. A sketch is a very, very simple drawing. You do not need to be a talented artist. I certainly am not, in order to do sketching, because it's all about exploring the ideas, exploring the concepts, putting them on paper. When I've been talking to people in the practicals, quite a few of you have said things like, well, when we're talking to other people, it's quite hard for them to understand what we're talking about because we don't have anything on paper and they can't think in the abstract. And this is one of the challenges of design, because, especially when it comes to requirement solicitation, because you want to know what people want, but you don't want to prime them too much. So you don't want to be giving people your ideas because they might disagree with them. You want to know what they think without doing sort of showing them finished things. So this is where sketching comes in. You can show this to your stakeholders. You can show this to the other people who are working in the team, or people who might end up using the system, or people who are invested in the system. And you can get them to say, oh, well, actually, I think this system's better than this one, etc., etc. So sketching is really central to the design process. So let's show you some sketches. I don't know how well you see this. So like that is a very good example of how sketching works, okay? So they don't like this one, they crossed it out. It's all about idea refinement. These are probably all sketches of the same thing. Now they look really simple. How is that useful? Well, I don't actually know what this system they were sketching for was, but I guess, you know, whatever that was, it's not working. You're showing some kind of flow through the system, there's some arrows going on. So it just promotes discussion, promotes ideas. This, you really can't see that kind of. This, on the other hand, is an app, a fitness app, whoa, what? And there's two versions of the interface here. So you've got this one and then you've got this one. And this one shows, it's all about running. So this one you've got your BPM in the middle, whereas this one you've got it down here. It's different versions of the same interface. So they're very sketchy. There's no kind of, not much artistic merit in these things. But actually, you can show that to people and say, well, which do you think works better? Which is most effective for our situation? One of the weird things is that, so when I was preparing this, I was trying to find pictures of sketches, with the idea being that, you know, you could show lots of different sketches of the same thing, and then you could see how the process develops. Nobody wants to put their unfinished sketches online. It was really hard to find images of the same system and like the development process, because people want to put up the finished sketch, the final wireframe, you know, this is the one we've chosen. People don't want to show you the development, but there is development going on. They just don't want to put it online, and I'm not good enough at drawing to have done my own, unfortunately. This is another situation. I'm not sure again if you can see this. These are all sketches for one system. This is not. I think this is probably kind of close to the sort of final sketches. Anyone got any idea what the system might be? Can anyone see it close enough to see? So, yeah. These are sketches from the development of Excel in 2007 Excel, I think. So genuinely, this is a process that is used. Somebody who works at Excel was like, or who helped develop Excel, put these online to say, like,